Started. All right. So tonight I kind of just wanted to talk about fear because I think that is one of the main reasons that holds people back, especially from talking about the coaching opportunity. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck because you get comfortable with like posting, workout selfies and your shake and your meals. When it comes to talking about the coaching opportunity, that's where, it's just that fear kind of freezes you. So what I've been trying to do lately is, and I know you guys aren't, you guys haven't been in this for 3 years like I have, but you can talk about what you want coaching to do for you, where you see yourself going, with coaching, or, like last night I talked about the Coach Basics call that we had. So you ladies can talk about the call tonight that you had, a leadership call, and you guys talked about fear, do it that way so people can see that coaching is not just kind of, fitness related, but there's all different realms that coaching can help people with, and you want to let people know that anyone can be a coach. It's not just if you get great results, it's just anyone can decide to be a coach if they wanted to. So using that in your post and kind of talking to people through your post that way, I think is a really great way to kind of talk to people about business opportunity. And of course, just, taking those, just messaging people and just starting those conversations and asking, and I think I might have talked to Erin about this like a week or two ago, but asking specific questions that's going to lead you to talk about the coaching opportunity. So asking people, how's your job? Like things like that, where people, they might say, oh, my job sucks, or, whatever they're, I hate my job. It's just boring, blah, blah, blah. And then that's where you can then say, oh, well, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I found this great opportunity with Beachbody Coaching. So just kind of, you have to push away that fear and I was listening to a really great book today, and I posted on my Facebook page about it. It's called The 10 Times Rule. And it's about just kind of pushing through your boundaries and just going for it. And he talked about, if you're not fearful about doing something, then it's not going to change you. So if you keep on doing the same old thing, you're going to keep getting the same old results. So whatever you're doing today, if it doesn't scare you, if you don't have fear about it, then you're doing something wrong. You should be fearful about what you're doing. And that's when you know you're on the right track, is when you're scared to make a post, when you're scared about messaging people. And then the next thing he said in the book was, when you have that fear, just act on it instead of using that excuse of, oh, well, I'll message that person later because it's Friday night and I don't want to bother her. Or I followed up with her last week and she said no, so I'm going to wait one more week. Instead of using that time to come up with excuses in your head, just do the action to that fear, and you'll get more time and learn more quickly if you just act on it instead of thinking and coming up with excuses of why you shouldn't do that thing that scares you. So what I wanted you guys to kind of do tonight is we'll go, kind of in the round table thing. And if you can each state 3 things that you're fearful with presenting the business opportunity, and then 1 thing today or tonight or tomorrow that you're going to overcome that fear. So if it's about messaging, if you're fearful about messaging people, you're going to send out 5 tonight or tomorrow. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first if no one minds, only because my daughter's behaving herself. I don't want to take that opportunity to capitalize on that. It's funny because I'm fearful of people in general. So that has been my biggest thing from day one. I'm very business minded to begin with. I've always been involved in business in one way or another in life. And I come from a family of entrepreneurs. So the business stuff doesn't intimidate me. It's the actual communication with another human being. And now you're throwing Beachbody into it, and I'm like, oh crap. And it's network marketing. And I'm like, that's my trigger. And I posted in the task today, like, what really, and it's sad that it took this long for something to click, because I mean, I got clicks and aha moments throughout the way, but my biggest, I'm still scared shitless to message people, but I just have to just suck it up. Like, the fear's not going to go away if I don't do it. So I did post, like, I'm bizarrely comfortable with the fear. And I think that's just at a place where I'm at. I definitely have to work on content, because that's the other side of it that I'm struggling with, is trying to not necessarily, I could post 10 times a day, but there's no value to what I post. So I'm trying, like this week, I've been really, really conscious of it. I just don't know if I'm succeeding yet.
Did you post on the team page if you wanted me to critique your page?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm getting to it. I have like 20 people to get to.
I think you have like 35 people at this point.
I'll get to it, I promise.
No, and that's cool.
I'll take a look at it for sure.
I'm kind of like, oh no, Rose is going to check this out at one point. I just got to post even more now. Let all the old stuff go away.
So I can't see it any further.
You can't see it. But yeah, I think, and it was actually really this week. Actually, was it last week when I was like, Rose, I got all these people because I just nipped it in the butt, and I just sent, and it's nice because it's like, why didn't I do this sooner? I'm like scared shitless because I did it to like 50 people and I've only heard from like 6. And then I'm like, what do I do now with these other 45 people? They're like, if they reply, that's great. And if they don't, what am I going to do? Harass them again? That's where I'm at with it. So I'm still scared.
Well, with the people that don't reply to you, like they don't reply, not a big deal. Because they were people from your like page, correct?
Yeah, those people were. But I also, this week, I did everybody from my personal page. So I did the same exact, and I can actually, if the girls want, I did two separate ones. And this week, I just switched it from, hey, you like something from my, you know what? Here we go. I put, hey, this is from my personal like page. Or no, my personal page, friends. And these are actually, I targeted everybody I went to high school with, chicks that I went to high school with. And I said, hey girl, for real, I'm sorry for being completely random, but I just think you would be awesome on my team. I have so much success creating wealth, creating wealth, both physically and financially, for everyone that I really want. I can't read. For everyone that I want those I care about to benefit from this opportunity the most. I know it's not for everyone, but I can't help but ask you, would it interest you to become a Beachbody coach and earn additional income while living a healthy lifestyle for me? And this chick, she's a personal trainer. So I was like, and I went to high school with her. She's got 2 kids. She's also into like hair and makeup, and she used to like see if I could do like side gigs, because I used to own a hair salon. So basically 10 girls a day I've been reaching out to that I went to high school with, that same exact message, because it was generic enough, but it's sincere enough because it is girls I went to high school with and they know what I'm doing. But I just changed that one part where it says, I just think it would be awesome with you on my team to, hey, I saw from, hey, you liked something from my like page or something that I post. I only changed that one line. And
did anyone from your personal page get back to you with that message that you sent out?
So what's today, Thursday? So I should say this week. When I say this week, I started this Tuesday, and I've gotten 3 responses. Only half of them actually viewed it. And the 3 responses they weren't yeses, but they weren't nos. They're like, thanks for reaching out to me. I think what you're doing is great. But they were no nos. Not like, huh, or not even I'm thinking about it. So I have to kind of sort of think, like, how am I gonna?
I would just ask them another question.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that.
So I might just reword what you're sending. Like, I think that would be okay for your like page, but for your personal page, because obviously you're friends with them on your personal page, I would maybe just have a normal conversation with them first. And then when you kind of get okay, this might work for them, then you can kind of shoot them a shorter version of that message, because I think it's a little bit
too much.
A little bit too much, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's great that you just went out there and you're messaging people. So maybe for, tonight or tomorrow, just kind of say, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, we would say, just send out hey girl messages. So, hey girl, I see that, like, you and your family went on vacation. How was Florida? Or, hey girl, like, I saw it was your birthday. Did you do anything special? Or, hey girl, so just talk to them about what you see on their profile on Facebook.
Okay.
And then if it comes about, like, maybe this opportunity, would be good for them, then you can, do it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I sent those to, like, the girls that I was closest with throughout the years. I didn't send them to, like, complete. So it wasn't. I think that's why I was like overthinking. I didn't want it to be like. I wanted to randomly bring it up because we never talk about what I'm doing, and not because I try to avoid the subject. It's just because I actually like just talk about their kids a lot because I love their kids, and vice versa. So I was like, oh, wait a minute, but yeah, I think I should get maybe a little bit more personal. I talk so personal with them to begin with that it would just be random for me to. I don't know.
So just, talk to them personal, and then you can say, hey, I don't know if you've seen what I've been doing as a Beachbody coach. Have you ever been interested in it?
I gotta write that down because I'm missing that link. Girl. Personal. Okay.
Did you get that part?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'm good. My child's falling asleep now, so I'm putting myself on mute. Thank you, for listening to me.
No, you did good. I mean, you're facing your fear, so I think that's awesome. Aileen, did Aileen jump on? Yeah. So Aileen, we were just talking about fear and overcoming. So each person is going to talk about what their fears are with the business, and especially like the coaching opportunity, and talking about people to it, because I think that's what most people have a problem with, or their fears about. And then, like, what's an action step that you're going to take to kind of face that fear head on. Okay, who's next?
I'll go.
All right.
I'm somewhat scared to reach out to people. I think the biggest challenge I have right now is though, like, figuring out who to reach out to. And I don't know so much as it's a fear, but I'm just like, I feel like stuck at who to ask about coaching that isn't, besides people that are in my challenge groups. I don't have like a whole lot of network of people that are like very active. I have, a few friends that are in CrossFit. and I have like a lot of runner friends, but not like a whole lot of other people that just like to work out, or that it's totally noticeable from their pages that they like to be healthy. So
my question for you is, if you don't think that they're into health and fitness, do you think they would make a good coach? Like, were you like, I'm just kind of playing the devil's advocate, like maybe someone is completely unhealthy and is like broke as a joke, or you know what I'm saying, that could, you know, use the business opportunity to change their life. So maybe think about people who could use this opportunity to get healthy. Like, you know what I mean? They don't always have to start off having, you know, being fit or having amazing results to be a coach.
Right.
Maybe some people just kind of jump right to it, you know?
Okay. Then I guess that's the fear. Then the fear, what it comes down to, is because I'm like afraid that someone's going to feel offended. Like if I reach out to someone that's, you know, to me seems like they're, you know, overweight, or they're out of shape, or they need to be healthier. I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know what they think about themselves. And like, I'm afraid that I would offend somebody.
Well, that's where I would kind of, the same thing that I said to Erin, just kind of what I think is a good idea is to go through your alphabet. So like on Monday, start with A on your friends list and maybe set the timer for 15 minutes. And just literally go down the line of your friends list, look through, you know, their Facebook, and see how you can come up with just a normal conversation. And then through, I don't know if like we've done like the forming yet, like family, occupation, recreation, and message. So it's just about getting to know them.
Right.
And then seeing where you can kind of add in the coaching opportunity after that. But I mean, once you start messaging people, then they're going to see your stuff on the news feed. So it's, you know, even if you don't ask them at that point in time, they're eventually going to see it on your news feed because your Facebook sees that you're connecting with them.
Okay.
And my other thing would be sometimes people, instead of thinking like, the people are going to, what did you say that they were going to feel? Like offended. Sometimes people feel like honored, like, oh, like she reached out to me. Like that makes me feel good that she knows I'm here. Like she's making me aware, you know.
Well, that's actually, no one's responded the way that I think. Everyone's like, even people that, majority of the people, if they responded and said no, they're like, oh, well, thank you for thinking of me. You know, so it seems like.
Oh, so people have said that.
Yeah, but I guess.
It's your mindset. It's your mindset.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're going to think they're offended.
No, you got to get out of your own way. And it's proof then that, yeah, people aren't going to be offended and they're going to say, thanks for thinking of me.
Yeah.
But just start off with, you know, do the alphabet thing, you know, Mondays, A's, and just say, hey, girl, I saw blah, blah, blah on Facebook. How was it?
Right.
And then just kind of start from there.
I do that for my, like, challenge invites, but I need to look at that also from, like, a coaching perspective.
And then another good way, too, is to join, like, groups on Facebook. Not to spam the groups, but to find people that you have a connection with, that you have things in common with. And then, you know, you become friends on Facebook for real and then form that relationship through there. So that's a good way to just find people that you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm part of this, like, twin moms group that has, like, 10,000 people in it. It's, like, crazy huge.
Wow. Do they get spam a lot in there?
No, it's a pretty solid group. So that's why I've posted in there, like, not a lot, like maybe once. I post in there 2 times total because that's not like what the content of the group is. And I don't want to overload. Like, I don't want to, you know, put posts out there, but I put like
people
2.
would notice you. People might send you a friend request.
Yeah.
Or you can make it, do like 5 minutes every day that you're going to go in that group and comment on someone's post.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Cool. Okay, awesome. Sarah, you're up next. I just called you out.
I know you did. Well, what am I scared of besides everything? I mean, I feel pretty comfortable with the challenge, reaching out about the challenge groups, but I know I sent you my email because I need to get out of my comfort zone. And so I think the biggest thing I'm afraid of is kind of like what Leah said, offending people. I don't want to annoy people. I just have this fear of what people think, and I just putting different posts out there, like what's worked for me is my before and after, or that. I'm like, okay, well that's working, but I know now it's starting to not, like, that will annoy people. Like, okay, yeah, we've seen it, yeah, we know, like put something else up there. So it's just trying to think of new things and think outside of the box. And stop caring what people think. And I'll be on that, bandwagon of, I don't care what people think. Like and then I get into my own head again. And so I just have to sort of all that out. And time scares me because I see all these great posts that everybody puts out and all the responses they get, and everybody seems so organized. And when I work 12 hours, like I come home and I'm so tired, but I know that I need to give more. And on my days off, there's so many things I have to do, but I want to still do a lot with Beachbody because I'm excited about it. I love it. So that's another thing. And that's just me having to kind of sort all that out. But I'll get there. Yeah,
you just have to see that your fear is your perception of what other people think of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's like a long shot. You know what I mean? Like, you have no idea what other people are thinking. And to put that on yourself, you're letting other people's fake thoughts rule what you do for your, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
It puts a stop to what you want to do.
Right.
So, I mean, I think you just need to, I'm just trying to think of like that book I was telling you about, the 10 times effect.
Yeah,
really
that sounds great. Yes.
Personal development book for you, just something to kind of get your mindset changed of what other people think of you. Because if I let that stop me, I mean, my brother was like the first one that pretty much laughed in my face of me doing this business.
Mm-hmm.
And now he won't ask me anything, but he asks my mom. He's like, "Oh, how's Rose doing?" Like, and like now he's like, he'll like send me an email and he's like, "Oh, let's try and make up a business together." I was like, "Dude, I already have one."
Yeah, right.
So, like, if I let him stop me, I would be missing out on all of this.
Yeah, I know.
Don't let anyone get in your way, even if they do think that, even if they do think you're crazy, they're paying attention to you for a reason.
Right.
Because you're doing something outside of the box.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing something that they're not willing to do because they're too scared.
Right.
So you're the one that's willing to step it up and put yourself out there, and that's admirable.
Mm-hmm.
And also, kind of put your blinders up of when you look at everyone else's things on Facebook, because you can get caught up in that Facebook scroll and looking at Melanie Mitro's things and Lindsay Matway, and you're like, damn it, like, why can't I have posts like that? You're going to drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
You're going to waste that time that that little time that you do have with just looking at everyone else. So I would say stop looking at other people's things and just do your own thing. It might not be right off the bat, but you're going to get better as you go.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That helped a little bit. But with your, just with your email, and I think I'm just looking back at it.
And I mean that when I had been taking, because I wanted to do my homework. Like I wanted to get it to you because I wanted to post it. My goal was to post it before the Super Bowl, but I was at work. So like during different times, I would think of something and I put it in there. And so I didn't really have the time I wanted.
I would honestly probably wait until like Monday morning, Monday night, because Sunday night, no one's going to be paying attention on unless it's football.
Right.
Because what you had in your post, I just didn't feel like the emotion in it. Do you know what I mean?
I know, because there was no email, because I was at work trying to.
So take your time then just kind of relook at it and see where you can kind of put your emotional like feeling touch to it, because that's what's gonna attract people to you. And no one can say that's crappy what you feel, because you're allowed to feel whatever you want to feel.
And I've put myself out there before about my story and my why and everything. So I felt like, well, I guess everybody knows about that, so I probably shouldn't put that again. But so when you responded back and said to, I thought, well, I guess I should have. So I'll work on that.
And even with your before and after pictures, post those things like you wouldn't believe, because your friend, especially when you start messaging different people, those people are going to start to see what you put on Facebook. It's only about 7% of your friends now see what you post.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if you get new eyes on your news feed, then what you do post is going to be brand new to those people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that you posted it before because they didn't see it.
Okay.
All right, Aileen, you are the last one. And I think, Rachel, are you on the phone? Who's on the phone?
I am here.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know if it was you or not.
It's me.
Okay. Did you want to add anything? I know we're kind of just jumping around a little bit.
Maybe at the end. I'm still listening.
Okay. All right, Aileen, you're up.
My fear. So basically everything. I feel like everything Sarah said, and a lot of things that Sarah posts, I'm thinking the same thing, and it's bad. Like, this is one of my biggest fears. I watched what?
Speaking on the video?
Speaking, yeah.
Oh, no, you're good.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I made myself watch last week, and I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, I have to watch the whole thing because I'm not going to do that again. I was all over the place. So I'm so sorry.
Honestly, if you asked me, I'd be like, I don't know what she did.
Oh my God. I was like, I can't stop looking at everything. So I'm going to do better.
You're your biggest critic.
Yeah, totally. So I am other people, all the time. I always want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing and making sure everybody approves. So I want to make everybody that's with other stuff, but making sure everybody's always happy and everybody likes what I'm doing. So I so anxious about posting things, because you hear some things people say, or I just constantly worry about that. So I'm really trying to post. I know we're supposed to be posting 3 times a day. So I'm this week I'm going to do once a day and then increase next week, because it's I go for a couple days and then I'm I can't do it anymore. I need to taper it back. But so that's one of my huge biggest problems, is what other people think about me, which I don't know why.
I think a lot of people, you just grow up with those feelings, because you get it from somewhere, either a teacher or your parent or somebody when you were 5 said, be quiet. No, don't do that. Don't do this.
Right.
Act this way. Act that way. And I think we just were learned at a young age that we have to sit. Now I remember going to my grandma, my grandpa's, and I would have to sit there like a China doll and not move. Say, yes, thank you, please ma'am, this and that. And I always think back, I'm I wish I had a better relationship with them, because the whole time in my head I was thinking be proper, be a good girl, And I'm I missed out on so much because I wasn't being myself because of what my mom would tell me to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. But a lot of that fear, I think, is learned behavior that we learned, just from our past. But just going forward, I think you're next after you do the compound effect. Definitely do the 10 times. It's not. I posted it on my Facebook, but I'll pull it up right now.
Maybe me and
That's it. Do you guys see it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
The 10 times rule. It really hits on a lot of the things that you guys are talking about, especially because the one chapter I was listening in the car today was about fear. And he just talks a lot about that. But I think, Aileen, what you posted this week, you pushed a little bit more than
Try.
you're not trying, you're doing it. You did it, And and doing that, like when you feel that voice saying, all right, I'm not going to post, like that's enough. Just at least do once per day.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, I'm going to start because I like go for a couple days, like a week. And then I'm like, not even a week. I don't think I've ever made a week every single day. And then, so I'm like, I need to just start somewhere and increase. And I talked to somebody in December about shakes and she's like, has all these sort of stomach issues. So she was like, I'll get back to you. And I haven't heard from her. So like yesterday I was like sitting on my phone, like I wrote something and I'm like, just press send. Like, who cares if she doesn't want it? And like, literally I'm like, I can do it. So like, whatever. I like went to high school with her. She was a year above me, but I'm like, why? I'm like, just press the button. And I did it. And she responded today. And I was like, so I'm like, okay. And like, so it doesn't matter. And I was like, I did like 2 chapters of the compound effect. And I feel like it makes you like think about things. Like everybody thinks like this, but like it's just who doesn't care and not doesn't care, but like, yeah, it just doesn't.
Who does it anyways?
Yeah.
You just do it anyways, regardless.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a good action step for you to do is to post for 7 days straight.
Yes.
And then after 7 days straight, do it again for 7 days.
Yeah.
That's what happens a lot of times is like you'll gain that momentum. And I think it's even in the compound effect. But then like once you stop, you go right down to like square one.
Right.
And you have to like start up again. And then you go, so it's kind of like this back and forth that you're doing. If you just keep going a little bit further, you'll kind of get over that hump of the mountain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, okay. Like, this.
Yeah. And the other thing I do is like, so I like get going on Facebook and then I'll start a challenge group and then I can't
do
both. And then I'm like, do I just post the same things? Like, and I'm like, I can't. So I hopefully like all this like scheduling and stuff will like help me better with that because I'm like, once I get to the challenge group, I'm like all about that. And I like, how do you post all of this? I'm like, my mind goes crazy.
Did you look at Hootsuite?
Yeah, I need to like look at that further, but
that scared me too.
Yeah, it was like
yeah, that you just have to learn, and once you get it, it's really simple and quick.
Yeah,
and then you can just like use like, Dave, your alarm's going off. Oh well, wake up the neighbors' kids. You can like use a Google document and then like have just do a 21-day challenge group and then you just pull from there and put it in your Hootsuite.
Okay.
You don't have to think about anything new for your next challenge group. It's all the same. You just post, copy, paste, copy, paste.
Like sends, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because that's like, and I never plan beforehand. I'm like, okay, I want to do that on this day and this day, but I like don't write it down. So then I'm like, and then I like miss when I'm like, oh, I could do it. And so it gets like, so I feel like I have a better like mindset or kind of, I think going to it. Like I know what I need to do kind of like more organized, be more organized.
Yeah. And once you like do that one like amazing challenge group, like, you have day 1 this, day 2 this, day 3, and have it all planned out, you don't have to worry about it again.
Yeah.
And then that'll give you the time to focus on like posting on your page.
Okay.
So just start with sticking to 1 time a day.
Okay.
And then our you have to do the challenge in our group too for the team cup. Did you see that one yet?
What I know, I have to double check it.
I just posted it not too long ago. We have
Okay.
for our team cup. I'm making them message 5 brand new people just to say hi, and then comment on one of their posts on Facebook.
Yes, I did see that. I was getting gas and I saw it.
You're like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm like, but
That's scary for me too, but that's why I put it up there. I was like, all right, I got to do this too. So
yes, I have one person in mind. So that's
all right, then you need 4 more. Go through the alphabet.
Yeah.
Start with the letter A.
Oh my gosh.
The car is going off. The truck. All right, I think we got everyone. But Rachel, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Everyone's done. Do you have anything about fear or anything that you just wanted to add from listening tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that everybody needs to remember is that we've all been there. I know that Rose was probably scared of a lot of things when she first started, and she can tell you that I was super quiet and shy when I first started.
Rachel was so quiet. I was like, I have to break this girl out of her shell, and she did.
And I mean, I think the biggest thing with fear and with failure is that you've got to practice, that you're always going to be scared of something that you feel like you're not good at. And the only way to get good at something is to practice it over and over and over again. And so, I mean, honestly, the difference in my public speaking from just being a Beachbody coach is ridiculous. How much better it's gotten just from doing calls like this. I mean, it's not like I'm speaking in front of like thousands of people or anything, but this used to be really, really nerve-wracking for me, just like it is for you guys. But now it doesn't really bother me anymore because I've done it so many times. I've been on the calls. I've been on the Zoom chats. I've talked to customers over the phone. And, I mean, it's just gotten easier. And so you just have to find ways to incorporate it into your daily life. One of the things that I've started doing since I moved to a new job is that there are tons of people that I don't know. And so when I get in an elevator, I make a point to start a conversation with whoever's in the elevator with me. And that is super scary for somebody like me who doesn't, I mean, I'm a super introvert and I don't like to reach out to people. I don't like to start conversations. And so I just make myself do it so that I can get the practice out of it. I might not ever see the person that I'm in the elevator with again. And so it's perfect practice because I don't have to care about what they think because I might not ever see them again. And so I think that's my biggest takeaway from the call tonight is that we've all been there, but it's not somewhere that you have to stay. There are ways that you can continue to work on it and practice with it, and you will get better. But I think you also have to remember that, I mean, you're worrying about somebody else and how they're going to think about you is not going to get you out of debt. It's not going to bring you home to your kids. It's not going to take you home from that job that you hate. Like, other people's opinions of you they're never going to change your life. The whole reason that you started this is because you needed a change and you needed to do something different and you believed in it. And so everybody else's opinion of it just doesn't really matter. So that's pretty much all I have. I think just recognizing that, I mean, if somebody wants to join you, awesome. And if they don't, then they're lost. But it shouldn't matter what their opinion is of you. So.
You got it, Rachel. Woo, girl. You got me fired up. Yeah, Rachel, so quiet. And I mean, I remember like my first couple of calls, I'd be like sweating. Like I'd have to go take a shower because I was freaking out so much. But like Rachel said, you just you just get used to it. But then you find something else new that's fearful. And then that's going to push you to the next level, onto the next goal. And then when you get to that goal, you're going to do something else, and that's going to be fearful. And that's how you kind of continually grow. And that's the only way I think you grow, is by facing those fears. All right. Anyone else besides what we're talking about tonight, do you guys have any other questions with anything that we've been kind of posting in the group, or anything you want to add? We're all good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, this will be our last call, but I think we have like another like week and a half in the group. I know it's kind of hard to, after like the second week, you're like, it kind of, the excitement kind of dies down a little bit, but stick in there, because there's still, I think there was, I don't know if we already posted it. It might have been yesterday or the day before, with Keith Callahan, that video with Facebook. I'm just gonna look really quick. But that is like an awesome, awesome video just to kind of listen to a couple of times, because he gives really key advice in there. So just stick in there, keep, commenting and reading, and then helping each other. Because I think, like, when you do a group like this with like each other, like you guys kind of become like a little like niche, because you kind of went through this group together. So help to kind of like support each other through it. And I think commenting in the group will kind of just help everyone out too. So, all right, guys, thanks for being on, and have a great weekend.
Thanks. You too.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.